Oh, I'm not getting any sound. Let's try it again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now let's try this. Hey guys. Hey Gary. I had it. Yeah, yeah. I know. How come? Oh, wait a minute. I don't hear any. Do you guys hear anything? I'm not hearing much. Let me just see what's going on with the sound here. There we go. That's better. Okay. Dials down. Dials up. Gary, Steven, JD, Jessica. Okay, we got this, right? And Gila might join us, so that's very exciting. That's um, Renita, Tom, Jessica, 5F45D. Wow, that's a mouthful. Renita. Um, yeah, man. Okay, we got the lights. Yeah, everything is pretty good. I know when I look up, let's see if I look down, just turn into shade. No, it's okay. Whatever, man. Um, yeah. So okay. So let me get the intel. Well, should I get the intel from here? Should I do it on the phone? I don't know if it makes a difference. Okay, let's try it on the phone. Let's. Okay, I'm going to get the intel also, so we'll have it here. We'll have it in both places. Hey, sassy Cindy. Okay, let's see. We'll put this up. Where's Telegram? Telegram right here. I'm going to go up and down and in and out. There we go. Well, now we're going to go to. There was a lot of intel on this. May is Military Appreciation Month. Okay, let's put that up there. Go here. Put this up here. Okay, we got this. Now we're all set. We're ready for anything. All right, Gary? Ha ha. Nothing can stop us now. I think I couldn't remember. I usually eat a piece of chocolate before I broadcast. And treason doesn't pay well in the end. Yeah, right. But I couldn't remember whether I ate chocolate or not, so I ate some again. So either if I had a double dose of chocolate, man, you're gonna get a lot of there'll be a lot of action tonight. Okay, let's see. I wonder if we can put this over. Let me just see if I can move this over a bit. Yeah, there we go. But it doesn't move this over. Wish I could get rid of this. Can't get that. Okay, so let's see. Everything's going to be all right. Executive Order 13818, blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuse or corruption. By the authority vested in me as president, by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, including the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IDT, President of the United States, fine. Okay, so if you have committed a serious human rights abuse, you got to give up your money. Jackie Shorto. I don't know who Jackie is. Who's Jackie? Jackie is. I don't know, man. They're showing that things are not so kosher on the in the advertising world. Exposing truth. There's a huge cloud. What is it? Oh, they're talking about 9/11. They're saying. Okay, they're saying that I don't want to get into this, but chocolate works for you too, Tom. Yeah, at the threshold. Yeah. So I may have double dosed myself, in which case we're all in serious trouble. But I think I'll probably make it through anyway. But um, yeah. So the 5th of May. So they're saying that the firemen are saying that the building went down floor by floor. It was not a natural thing, and that happens a lot with the dudes. Wow, it looks like a negative 48 chalkboard in Dallas. Look at that. Wow. All right. I'm just looking. I'm looking. Hey, rock on. Thank you, Greg. I'm looking at the intel right ahead. I'm right out of the gate, man. You guys should be proud of me. If Hadassah Ariel is here, she'll be very proud of me. Money, it's a scam. Probably 6 months out. They're free. Anybody mentions money. If anybody mentions money, it's a scam. That floor in Florida went down. I met somebody who lost their parents in that incident on Passover. It's really she's just completely broken over it. And I said, they were not. I said, man, that does not sound like normal. It does not sound normal to me that that building went down like that. And they were like, no, no, it's no conspiracy. People just they don't want to think about it. That time President Bush died on TV to be replaced by a clone. What's this about? That is really ugly. Oh, Gila's here. Gila, I'm sorry I didn't see you right away. Were you waiting long?
No, 2 seconds.
Okay, good, good.
This is so fun to just jump on in the middle.
Isn't it great? This new platform is tremendous. This Restream.
I'm really proud of you for knowing how to do this, Guru. You're tech savvy.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you hear about it? How did you find out about Restream?
From Benet, from Nepal.
Oh, Nepal.
Yeah, he gives me all the cool stuff. I mean, he set me up with school. We have this school platform where people
I
can
know. I
share.
haven't gone to school yet. I'm scared of the homework. Guru laughs at my jokes. Hi, everybody. Hi, family. I love this family.
Yeah, it's really amazing. You remind me of my best friend when I lived in Brooklyn. Her name was Gail Adler.
I remind him of Gail Adler?
Do you know who she is?
No. Who said that? I didn't even see that.
That was from Jessica Rossington.
Hi, Jessica.
I had an Olani Adler was my friend when I was growing up. I think she was informally my first girlfriend, except she was the one that when we went fishing and she caught an eel and she threw the fishing rod into the water and screamed.
Guru, who wasn't your girlfriend?
There were a few. There were a few. I mean, listen, I was in love with them all. I mean, it wasn't if they weren't my girlfriend, it wasn't it wasn't on my end. On my end, they were all my girls. I loved them all. Very impartial that way.
I know. We know, Guru. We know that about you by now.
I spent a lot of hours in classroom, man, like either looking out the window or staring at the my classmates. I didn't know that the girls really don't like to be stared at. I didn't figure that out till much later.
Sometimes we do.
Yeah.
Not in a creepy way. Not if it's creepy.
Not if it's creepy. I wasn't creepy. I just really loved them.
I know. You're just so pure and innocent, Guru.
I guess that's what it is.
You are. You just love love.
I do love. I love being in love. I do. I definitely have. I'm definitely a romance junkie. That's my worst habit. But I've been controlled. I've been a controlled junkie for the last 25 years. Oh, you got the sandalwood.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, good. I remember I read books by Bruce Lipton. Did you ever read any Bruce Lipton? Is that his name? Yeah. The Biology of Belief. He said that if we could go through life with that in love feeling without, depending on a person for that, just to be in love, very high vibrational state to be in, where everything is shimmering and beautiful. You know that. Everyone knows that feeling. It's hard to maintain it.
It is hard. This morning, I mean, it was probably just in my head. I mean, I don't know what those lights were. I mean, now I'm getting people are saying like they don't use purple and the green lights. Everything is red, white, and blue. Whatever. I don't know what the lights are, but I'm not getting excited about it. But I thought to myself, what if aliens were really trying to get a hold of me? And I had this fantasy kind of out of the Eisenhower. Have you ever seen the picture of Eisenhower? Or during that time they made contact, and they had all these like little people, like they all looked the same and they were all like together, and it's like I think that's my kind of alien, not like Nebus, but like they're all like they had big heads, and they were all just like completely telepathic and just hanging out with each other. They all knew, and I asked this fantasy, or I said, do you guys, since you're all one, like kind of like they're all friends, I said, do you have names? They said, oh yeah, we have very distinct personalities. We're very different from each other. It's just that we're all telepathic. And they were just so like loving. That would be like love all the time, because you're completely in your community, and you're telepathic. You're not even having separated by voice. You're just in their minds, and it's just. I think that's probably a state that is familiar to a lot of us.
Well, remember, Guru, I said to you the other day, and you got this right away. Like, I had to explain it to other people, and I still feel like they were like, huh? And I said to you, I'm like, when we're telepathic, there's never going to be any more miscommunication. When you're trying to convey, even me trying to convey what telepathy will feel like, if I conveyed it to you telepathically, there would be no miscommunication about it. And like that's what I'm looking forward to, because a lot of times I struggle in like conveying a thought that's so clear to me, and I never know if it's received correctly on the other side. So just telepathy will eliminate all of that struggle.
Yeah,
To be understood immediately is big.
it's beautiful, and also, I think that we think
Hold
of.
on, Gary Piscucci. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to bullshit a telepath.
Yeah, right, right.
Right.
But the thing I think with telepathy is it's not limited to conscious thinking. Like when we think of telepathy, we think, like the Rebbe, when somebody was thinking the Rebbe, okay, he's not going to like my tie, let's say. You would think that in front of the Rebbe would get that thought. He would say, "Oh, you don't worry about your tie," to the person. I mean, he could communicate on that level of telepathy. That's very very high. But I think there's levels where you can communicate like kind of emotional, like you can make an emotional communication, let's say, or you could do like, because I don't find myself operating so much on the level of conscious thought these days. So most of my thinking is kind of beneath the surface. So I think that could already be. It's possible that that's already shared. I mean, you get a vibe from you're hanging out with somebody, and you get kind of like, well, you get a really nice vibe, or you get a not nice vibe. That's telepathy.
100%. You convey an emotion. It's a vibration that gets conveyed.
I think women are better at it than men.
Well, men are getting better, I think. Men, as they become spiritually evolved and tapped into their own feminine energies. My husband is changing. He's getting better, Guru.
Beautiful. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, he's changing, and then think it was possible in this lifetime. But he's getting better, more emotionally connected.
That's beautiful.
I know. I pray for it.
Yeah. And you're working with him. I mean, you're open to him evolving and changing, and that's beautiful.
And you know what it is, Guru? It's like when I become more feminine, less bossy, less control, like it's really a seesaw. Like when
Mhm.
I become feminine, he really changes. It's really you can't change anybody but yourself. And when you
Right.
change yourself, it's like miracles really happen.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
really being super honest with yourself and where you can be different inside the relationship. Big, it's big.
Yeah. Well, okay. So should I? Let's see. There was a lot of really cool intel. I thought this Ricardo Bossi. You really like him.
I love him.
He
Heard him
really
on.
he shoots
Yeah.
from the hip, right? I mean, that's why you
Oh,
like. Yeah. He
I love.
doesn't.
He curses. And he talks about Q straight up. I love that guy.
Yeah,
And he's a politician talking about Q in Australia. He's like out there. He's running for
17, 17. It's okay. It's okay. I don't think they watch us. Whatever. No, it's fine. It's fine. Not to worry.
Thanks.
17. Yeah, we just have to dance
Transition.
around. Listen, my channel is starting to get better. I mean, I'm getting off like the first level, the first 10,000. So
I
you know,
know.
it's really nice because oh my gosh, I'm really struggling financially, and also because the companies haven't really, they're also in the infant stage, but I'm hoping things will start to take off a bit and I can go visit Israel.
We just need one asset to pop
Yeah, yeah.
something inside that system. And I follow QSI every like 20 times a day.
Oh, one asset from lobster, right?
Yeah, we just need like something to go. And they're working on what's interesting now is they're working on in Egypt. They have a credit card. Mastercard is with the Stellar Network. They did, what's the word I'm looking for? They're combining. Um, so like they're figuring out ways. I think this is what I think, Guru. If an asset is going to go, they need to have it so people can cash out. Off ramp, it's called off ramping. So I think they're working out these final details. So you can't have an asset go and then have no mechanism in place for people to. You can't have it be Coinbase because they're not so as reliable. You have to have a white hat op unless white hats took that over.
Yeah, Coinbase is pretty miserable. I mean, I took some cash out of one of my assets went up, and I took the cash and I couldn't reinvest it. I had to take it out of the bank. I mean, I had to take it off Coinbase, put it back in my bank. That's miserable. And then I wanted to buy something else, so it was like I didn't really want to. But yeah, I don't know Coinbase.
Yeah, it's not easy, and there's fees back and forth every which way. So I think they're working it out with Mastercard. It's going to start. Not America is going to be unfortunately one of the last ones. I
But
don't know.
we're affected by international trade. I mean, I think if it goes off on lobster, it'll go off.
Yeah, for all of us.
Yeah.
And I heard somebody saying that Texas is applying for entrance into the BRICS, which is cool. You heard that too, Guru?
Yeah, we talked about that last night. I think you heard from us.
Yeah, I probably did.
And there are 23 states that are applying to be part of the BRICS nations because I think this whole federalization was part of this three city, the London, the V state, and Washington. I think that was part of the con that that it's not supposed to be run by the Fed. So the states actually do have some kind of independence that way.
Yeah, I don't think New York is going to be one of the first.
Oh my God, I'm still waiting to get paid for my back pay. I mean,
I
I'm
know.
still waiting for Eric Adams to wake up. But
Yeah,
um,
Temple, Texas is right. Temple, Texas is where the new Fed is going to be. I think.
yeah, that's what they're saying. You mean the new well, the bank? I think the gold is in Cheyenne Mountain. They're saying.
Yeah. A friend posted on my chat on Telegram that she's leaving the tyranny. She's leaving because of all the Holocaust denial and
Yeah, it's
bullshit.
horrible. It's horrible.
So I was like, I'm leaving too. I officially unjoined tyranny. Screw you,
Yeah,
tyranny. I
maybe
didn't
I
like
should
Whiplash.
too.
I still love Whiplash.
Well,
Whiplash does not deny the Holocaust, and I holding on to that.
yeah, Marilyn Chambers is probably just as bad
I
as
left her. I
you
left her
left her.
today. I left tyranny. It felt really good. I left a lot of people today. It's pretty much just Whiplash left, and he's just um he's just anti-Israel, but otherwise he doesn't deny the Holocaust, so I can still tolerate it.
Because I really feel like I don't know if I would have any intel without those sources, but
I know. They it's so conflicting, Guru. I'm
yeah,
conflicted on the
yeah.
deepest level because if the truth community is turned on us, I mean, who do we have left?
I know it's like we're not accepted really in our own community so much, and now to lose connection to the So the
Exactly.
white hats is really
It's painful. It's
it's very
painful.
painful. But we're good for it. I mean, we can handle. I mean, I can handle ostracization from many sources at the same time. Um, it's hard to be ostracized in your own house, though. I mean, a lot of people are really suffering with that.
I know. I know.
That's really. I mean,
I
you're
know.
lucky your husband, is on the same page. That way.
Enough that he
Yeah,
tolerated me until this point. It's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
It's
Because there's a
true.
lot of people here that really, it's just. I mean, it's
I,
intolerable because it's not a minor thing to believe in this. It's not like like it's like, let's say you had a hobby of fishing. Okay, you don't have to bring it in your wife. You don't. It doesn't have to be in your wife's face twenty four
it doesn't
seven,
have to be
right?
right. Right.
Yeah, you can say, okay, I'm going fishing. I'll see you on Sunday. Whatever it is, you go fishing and you go out. You don't have to drag it to the house. I mean, the
You
smell
don't
of
have
all
to rant about fishing 24/7 like we have
right,
to rant about this.
right. So it's a very hard thing.
You know what I did? I made it a joke in my house where
Yeah. Oh,
like
by the way, I want to honor this thought because they don't care who they kill. They don't. We totally don't have a problem accepting that. They killed gypsies. They killed. I mean, yeah. I'm sorry, Gila. What were you going to say?
no, I want to validate that also. I don't know why it's only the Jews that are spoken about, and it's upsetting. I think that all the genocides that happen, they don't talk about. There was an Armenian genocide and the Uyghur. I don't know how to say that word, and it's still going on now. Like there's this
Oh, in China. Yeah.
in China. Yeah, I think that they focus on us for some CABL reason. It's I don't know that reason. I don't know why they focus on our suffering and bring it up ad nauseum, but it's got to be for not good reasons.
Yeah.
But what I would want to say before Guru is that God gave me like the sense. For 2 years, I was a ranting, raving lunatic. You know what I mean? Like once I found out the truth, I was like, ah! Everybody, and like I didn't know how to control it. And now it's like everyone in my house knows like CABAL is brought up in almost but as a joke. I'm like, oh, that's that, and that's CABAL. Everything is CABAL, and it's like it's said in the joking way in my house now. And like my sons are going to donate blood next week. I'm like, ooh, guys, that's also CABAL, like the Red Cross. They're like, Mom, we're giving blood, okay? Like,
That's funny.
yeah, I was like, okay, if you have to.
All
But
right.
I calmed down. Guru, you find that you calm down also? You don't have to be a raving lunatic anymore?
Yeah, I mean, my son, I'm able to have, we go Sunday, we have a meal together, and it doesn't really come up. I mean, if it does, he just sort of looks at me and laughs.
Right. It's better. It's not, because when we were in the thick of it, it was like, we had to be warriors. It was like, it was life and death. It was life and the opposite of life.
Yeah, and it really was.
Not a joke.
I mean, I remember discovering Dave on the X-22 report. It was just like, it became my whole life in the beginning.
Yes, 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 yes.
I'm like, I have to hear Dave, and they're like, Tati, get over it, man. I mean, there's a world out there, but I'm like, this is the world.
I know, but we're different, man. Guru, we're different. Everyone on this channel, you guys, we're different. We're different. We're freaking different than the rest. When did it hit you that you're different? That itself is an awakening. I'm like, oh my. And then, Guru, I said to you a couple weeks ago, I'm like, we agreed to awaken first. That was the agreement.
Yeah. What do they do with all the blood? We know what they do with all the blood. I mean,
What?
it's not a mystery.
Oh, oh.
We don't want to think about it really. When they find out, they'll be yelling too. Right.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I agree.
They'll be yelling because I'll be like, I told you so.
um, Yeah, we are different. Yeah, we're all different on this channel. I mean, that's why we come together really is because we don't have a safe place to express ourselves and we can, we don't have to explain ourselves like, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, to explain yourself to a new friend. You make a new friend and you have to go through this whole thing about explaining yourself. It's just it's a very hard thing. I love what
That's
you
why I
listen.
think, Guru, when you find a woman, it's going to be obvious right away because she's going to be able to, like, you can't date somebody who's not on this consciousness. I'm sorry. You have to find somebody in this channel or somebody, you know what I mean? It has to be somebody who gets this on their own without you having to explain it
Right. Right.
or telepathically.
Yeah. Yeah. And but it is, yeah, it is it's an ongoing it's a recognition. I mean, I think I'm progressing on that level. Like I said, I've been like looking at a little bit, but it's really about changing yourself. It's exactly, it's about self discovery. Like you won't find the right person until you are at the level where you've discovered what you need to discover, kind of like the Michelangelo idea that he didn't. I think it was Michelangelo said that I don't sculpt the statue. I just take away the excess. I see the shape inside the stone, and I just remove the stuff around the statue, and that's kind of like what you have to do in order to really to change and to so when enough of the schmutz is removed, then when the student is ready, the teacher appears, or the mate.
You know what it really is, Guru? Really, when you, I know it's like everybody has always said this, but I never understood. It's like when you love yourself, when you're connected to your own heart and you're your own best company, and somebody else is just like nice company to have, but you could be just as happy by yourself. That's when you're really ready to be with somebody because the codependency falls away.
Yeah.
You don't need them as your source of happiness. It's you, and I think you're very close to that, if not there. I mean, you've been living on your own and you haven't totally lost your mind.
Well, that's debatable.
I think about that all the time, Guru. Like you're by yourself all the time. How are you still sane?
It's really nice. It's really a
You
pleasure.
love it. You
It's
love
really a
it.
pleasure. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I really do love it because it's like I used to go camping by myself, and it was just like the best time ever to go, to spend time in the woods. But why? Because I didn't really have to adapt myself. I'm a kind of a I'm an empath, so I always want to make the person feel comfortable. But it's a lot of pressure too, all that time to be constantly thinking about and making somebody else comfortable and then so for me being alone, I don't have that pressure right now, so I can just like if I don't feel 100% good, I'm like, hey man, what's up? I mean, I can't blame my wife. I mean,
Yeah, you know how to be alone. You know how to be with your own frequency and be happy.
it doesn't hurt to be by the ocean, of course. What's this about copper? Let's see if we can read this. They cause copper deficiency by putting iron in the foods and then tell you you're iron deficient. They say that chocolate has copper, but I was thinking to myself that it could be the same thing about salt. They're always telling us don't use salt, don't use too much salt. It could be that salt's really good for you. I mean, we think of ASEA. ASEA is really salt, and it's really good for you.
I think sea salt is what's good, not table salt. I think
Yeah,
I read
yeah.
that
Well,
somewhere.
that pink Himalayan
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah. It has a lot of minerals.
A mind is worth losing. Oh, that's a great. Yeah, that's really very good, uh, Jenna. I mean, I'm calling you Jenna. A mind is worth losing, and that's really, really what it comes down to. Is that conscious, fear-based? Is that reptilian? Is that the reptilian mind? It probably is. I
Guru,
don't know.
can you raise one eyebrow?
Yes,
Let me see. Oh yeah, you do make that face. I can't do the other one.
I'm not
Which
sure
one
if
we're doing? Guru, you know when you left me the other day, when you cut out, it was terrifying. And then I realized that it's really a gift that you have. I think it's because you're a teacher. Like I can't sit here without you and be like, da, 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 I can't do it. I like if they were making fun of me out there. They're like I froze like a deer in the headlights. I could not hold what's that called? Hold company? No. What's that?
Like suspend disbelief or
No,
no?
I can't hold. I can't like. I can't hold company the way you can, and that's not the right way to say it. Like you really know. I think it's. Why do you think you have this ability? Where did you get it?
Right. Well, I had to be a stand-up comedian for 20 years to survive from being, being being a little Jewish
Realize
guy amongst, humongous students. I mean, and when I was teaching like older high school kids, most of them were just fresh out of prison, and it was like, you know, I had to, dance pretty fast. But yeah, I mean, you're on this basically when you're a teacher, you're on the spot and you have your lesson plan, but the lesson plan, unfortunately, people really misinterpret the idea of a lesson plan, and there's like, okay, this is my lesson, this is what I'm teaching. It's like you can't teach. People are not robots. People are not made out of wood.
it's dynamic.
It's after lunch you cannot teach the same lesson you teach at 9 o'clock. You can't do it.
No.
And it's stupid to try, but
Yeah.
that's what they think. They think you're gonna, okay, I'm gonna teach this lesson all day long. This is A, B, C, and it's just like that's just ridiculous. It's dehumanizing. But I've learned. I mean, I had to really, in many, many, almost on a daily basis, come up with like some fresh. I like I said, I was always having to dance. It's like, all right, kid. They got the pointing the gun at your feet and they're saying dance. It's like you got to move, man. You got to do something. You're up. Yeah. So I
Do you
got.
think if you didn't teach, you wouldn't be able to do this broadcast?
I don't know. I don't know that. I mean, I got a lot of practice, 20 years of practice, so probably helps a lot.
Because I couldn't think of one thing to say when you cut out. I was like, what? Couldn't think of not one thing to say.
But I'll bet the more you're up here and the more you do it, the more it'll become second nature.
Yeah. And you have to prepare a little bit, I think, because you do prepare. You read through the intel and such.
Yeah, I'm always. I mean, that's why I did this because I'm always looking at the intel anyway.
Right. Right. One day I'll go live by myself.
Yeah, you should. I mean, it's a good practice. It's a lot of fun, and the family, you could do it here. I mean, I would love to be able to have like I'm going to be traveling this week. It would be so nice if you could. No, okay, but if somebody could like sort of take over for
I'll
the
do it
time.
with somebody, but I just can't do it myself. I'm not a natural talker. Like it has to be in conversation. I'm not like a monologue person. I'm a
Interesting,
dialogue person.
interesting.
Guru has the gift of gab.
Right, I'm always well. I probably got it from my father because my father was severely hard of hearing, and hard of hearing people do not. They talk all the time.
Yes.
That's how they cover up for the fact that they can't hear a word you're saying. They just talk, and they make it seem like you're having like my father always made it seem like you were having a conversation, but, if you really checked him, he really didn't know what the heck you were saying.
That's hilarious.
Rush Limbaugh was like that.
Oh, that's a good idea to do the lives in the car. Sharon said that. What did
Yeah.
you say? Rush Limbaugh was what,
He
Guru?
was severely hard he was very hard of hearing, and he
Do you think he's still alive, Guru?
I don't know, it did seem kind of, like, sudden that he sort of left, but
And
but
also, do you think he was Jim Morrison? They say that also.
that seems
That's
like
a
a
stretch.
bit of a stretch, but it's po I would it would it I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, those kinds of things, they're so out there that how can you even verify whether or not it's like the flat earth thing, man. I mean, how do we know? I'm open to it. If somebody, like, gave me a really convincing, like, I heard Phil, Godlinski
I'll be
explain
right
that.
back.
Yeah, sure, but I wasn't totally convinced. that he was right. I mean, but you know, many of the friends anymore. Uh, yeah. So Tina Human, I don't talk to many of my friends anymore. I feel like recluse, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, I don't think to be reclusive. I mean, look, my mom's in an active living home, so she does talk to other people.
I have lemon. Who's asking? Sharon. I have ginger, lemon, and honey. Sometimes I put mint in also. Yum.
Nice.
Mr. Guru.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to some intel here. Okay, so we're on the White Hat channel. This probably a more like Parov. We talked about Parov. We everyone on this channel knew what Parov means, and Parov means that it's neither milk or meat. You know, Jewish people separate. We separate things. We don't eat milk and meat together. So,
Parv is vegetable. Do you ever see the Seinfeld or vegetable lasagna? When there's someone has no personality, you call them vegetable lasagna. That's what parv is. Okay, you want to call somebody, if you say your personality is parv, that's the worst thing you can say.
right. He's just dull.
He's like parv, you know.
Parov, right. Okay, so it says this guy Blinken is inside. Like they're really going after this guy, and there's connections to Gilligan's Island, Bo, you know, Junior, not the Junior, the good Junior, the bad Junior, the Phoebe stuff. As the HB exposure hits and investigations into the family is happening, the White Hats are openly staging events that will lead to the exposure of this crime family. The extent of the computer reaches into laundering, tax things into the millions, connects Blinken to Jeffrey Maxwell, all that connection. So the next part in the White House plan is to expose the financial dealings and tax evasion. These open doors to crimes and associates in laundering in the US and abroad, but also bring in classified military information on the computer. So Blinken is he's a target now, and the White Hats are staging the full connection to BO. So BO is in their sights. And Iran, $300 billion payments to Iran in the blackmail scheme that Iran pulled on BO. The fake killing of bin, you know what, right? This was only one of the reasons for Mr. T. Oh, for the T raid. In other words, when they came into his house to get documents, they were looking for things about the Iran scandal. And Blinken was the middleman in the blackmail. Recently, Mr. T gave you military comms of the JB admin that all the bad guys were caught in treason. The ex director of the three-letter agency that starts with C, confirming intelligence agencies were forced to lie about this guy Blinken. Blinken is who? He's like the what? The Secretary of State? What is Blinken? Who kno-
I
Here's
really am so bad at that
here's a quiz. Yeah.
normie level news. I can't do it.
Let's see if anybody
I'll look
has.
it up, Guru.
Okay. We
Question
were.
for you, Guru. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Kevin McCarthy, White Hat or
I
Swamp?
think they have him. They either made him an offer he couldn't refuse, but they
Oh,
brought him around in some way.
okay.
It could be. I mean, it's possible that he was removed and he's being replaced by an actor. I mean, that's another possibility.
Because he was just at the hotel. There was like live footage of him walking away from the I'm like, what's his deal?
That is pretty weird. That is pretty weird.
Yeah. Guru, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, maybe everything we're doing is a lie. When you ever have those moments where you're like, it just looks like it did in 2019, and when you didn't know anything, you're like,
Right,
you
right. It's like
saying,
it was really amazing. Yeah, when we found stuff out in those days, it was really exciting, right?
no, but I mean, like, that there's two worlds, that there's the world we believe in and then the normie world. And like, sometimes I go back I see through the eyes of my old normie eyes, and I'm like, what's real anymore? Like, is that what's real? Because like a patient of mine was Mr. T's lawyer, got married in Dubai, and like Ivanka was there. I'm like, it looked like any other wedding. Like everything else in the world was normal. Like, I'm like, well, what's real? You know what I'm saying?
It was a Jewish wedding?
Yeah, from wedding, and they
It
had like everybody from this area, like a whole like they took a flight there, and there was like a. I'm like, when stuff like that happens, like when my receptionist, her daughter goes to a summer camp, and then so does Ivanka's kids, and they're all there on visiting day, and I'm like, what's real?
interesting.
You never have those moments, Guru, where you come in and out of awakening. You're like, you know,
I don't because I'm blessed not to. I mean, you have a real job, so you have to, and you're interacting with more people in a, in a family and a community way. I'm completely on my own, so I don't. I do have those moments. Sometimes somebody will say, like they'll go like, "Oh, you didn't pay your,"
right?
and
Moments.
I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't pay my," you know, but other than that, and
Those are the moments I'm talking about. Like, what if I'm wrong about everything? And what if
right,
life is
right,
just normal? Well,
right,
life is just like what we thought it was 3 years ago.
right. I know that is a terrifying. It is a terrifying experience. It is terrifying, and you must have to deal with that. I mean, I do occasionally have those thoughts, and I'm just like, and then I'm like, okay, just relax, man, because I don't want to bring that vibe into my life.
I know. It's a different set of eyes. It's a different set of eyes.
But you're in it, man. I mean, I have such respect for you. You're in the world. I don't know how you do it.
That's why I'm tired all the time.
I think it's exhausting to put up
Yeah.
that front, to play that game all the
The
time.
pretense of participation.
It's hard.
It is. I'm tired on like an existential level. Like no amount of sleep. I wake up tired. I go to sleep tired. I'm always just tired. Anyone else just tired all the time?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I also have the same sleep. I mean, they got me up at 3 o'clock to watch that stuff this morning. I mean, with the lights, and I don't know. I don't even know what it was. I mean, it looked like it was being like there's something coming out of the ground projecting those lights, but we don't have a definite. Nobody's come out and said for sure that that wasn't what I thought it was, or I don't know. But yeah, well, I'm just saying that, like, I feel like when I call them they. I mean, even that when they want me to wake up, they wake me up.
Your buddies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth in that. Yeah, Gary said I get wiped out fast. I know, I get tired. And you know what? You know what pulls me back to this reality is I say they locked us in our homes. They put these on us. I'm like that's like a touchstone for me. I find a lot of touchstones in my head, like to really ground myself that I'm not haven't lost my mind. Is like they did. That wasn't nothing what just happened. That wasn't nothing. That whole agenda. And then I'm like, okay, we're right. We're not wrong.
Yeah, that was really out there. I mean, if you think about it, if somebody had told you 6 months before it happened, you're going to be locked down in your house, and this, you would have been, no, come on, man, that's
I
crazy,
know.
crazy
I
talk.
know.
Somebody says they have so much energy now.
Oh, I'm waiting for that to hit me. I would love to have energy again.
Tanya, I had a nice discussion with her yesterday. She's just a wonderful person, and she lives in Arkansas, which is a cool place to live. There's a lot of. Have you ever been to Arkansas?
Me?
Yeah,
No.
it's
Arkansas? No.
it's there are a lot of rivers. Really, it's like the land of rivers. It's kind of like the opposite of Minnesota, which is the land of lakes.
I wonder if there's Jewish people in Arkansas.
Probably some, yeah.
Arkansas.
Ivanka's husband is Jewish, yeah, I think so. Ivanka, yeah,
Ivanka's Orthodox, for goodness sake.
yeah.
She sends her kids to Camp Shah. That's when I'm like, when that reality touches this reality, I'm like, whoa.
This had never, yeah, it never happened. Yeah, it never happened before.
No, this was, yeah, you don't lock down a world in 2 minutes without
This
some serious planning.
Julie and her husband were out in the woods. It's fun to canoe in Arkansas. Yeah, I really should go on a canoe trip there. I really love canoe camping. A lot of rivers and lakes. Yeah. You know what I did? I spent my honeymoon, my second marriage. I spent my honeymoon in Arkansas, and
Hmm.
we went tubing, which is you get like an inner tube, and you float down the river in this inner tube, and you drag behind you a cooler. At the time, it was a cooler full of beer. Um, on the river, you float down the river with a cooler full of beer and in an inner tube.
Mm, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was.
Is it always warm in Arkansas? Do they have a winter?
I think they do have. I think it's a mild winter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Bill Clinton's from there.
Billy Boy.
Yeah. Phew. Who listens to Bo Ploney? He says June 25th, everything. Yeah, I just, man, I just, the dates, man. I mean, we've been just let down.
I know we can't. We shouldn't do it to ourselves anymore.
Yeah,
Just have good months for
I
ourselves.
really, I can't condone it. I mean, somebody was talking, wasn't Julie Green? Didn't she say May 1st or something? I don't know. I just, I hate to get people's expectations up, but
No, because it's too devastating afterwards. It's like, ah.
well, it's May 1st. I mean, did anything colossal happen today? I don't know. I mean, the market didn't crash or anything.
Well, the next thing we have to look for, which Whiplash keeps posting, is the coronation.
Right, right. So that's a big deal
Yeah.
because he has to come down, apparently. This is checkmate. And maybe that's, it could be there. I'm hearing a lot of things now that are saying that we're not going to have to wait until the 2024 election.
Oh, hell no. Please don't. I'll kill you.
Yeah. Remember the 5th of November could be 2023 too. I mean,
Screw. Talk about this.
okay, I'm sorry. All right. So anyway, so yeah, so Blinken's in trouble. That's the bottom line of that one. Oh, these are unread. So FISA keys to uncovering a military coup. They had 3.4 million warrantless backdoor searches on Americans. The Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, allows intelligence agencies to carry out targeted surveillance of foreigners outside the U.S. The FIBI, however, has been using FISAs on Americans through backdoor searches. So that was, according to a 2022 transparency report, there were 3.4 million backdoor searches. Who ordered the FISA warrants against General F and Mr. T and all the other? Why is FISA so important? Why did 17 warn us so much about FISA? How did 17 know? Imagine if we weren't here. While difficult, it's important to understand this must be done by the book. Average people must be able to digest and accept actual events. Five's the lead in, stage one, act one. Bad actors had to be removed. Bad actors had to be, good actors had to be installed. Sleepers had to be uncovered. We are ready. So they had to readjust the whole environment. The whole corrupt environment had to be replaced in order to move forward, right? Yeah.
A lot. Imagine the planning that went into
Yeah,
this, and
I know.
it's so many moving parts. It's like as much planning as you think you can do. It's you
it's
have to act in real time.
it's
But
colossal.
I think we're watching it on the replay. I do think that
It's already happened.
it's already happened. It's just playing out for us to see. Most of it. I do think there's some odds and ends that have to be cleaned up, Guru.
It all changed when Harry Potter came out. I used to write cute, feel good stories for kids. After Potter came out, kids, McBatty,
There's
Goblin,
somebody new here, Guru. Wolf. Wolf the Elite. Welcome. I just welcomed someone new.
but also Scotty Scott. I didn't know Scotty Scott. Did you? I didn't know him before. He's a writer, apparently.
Mm-mm. No.
Wolf the Elite. I'm new here. Hey, Wolf. Yeah, we do. You'll find out. We're pretty cool here, but it's like for a lot of people, this is family because we don't have families that understand us. Okay, so let me finish this. Kash Patel told you to trust Durham. Durham saga hasn't even begun yet.
Huh.
T said, told you it's treason. Military involvement. FISA works both ways, and the White Hats have it all. This is not another 4-year election. Stay strong, patriots, as White Hats begin red pilling the masses and bringing in congressional hearings and Senate debriefings to legally put drops, D-class evidence on record inside congressional. It all leads to the law of war, arrest wars 11.3. Which I should be more Bucky in. I've read 11.3 a zillion times and I still can't remember what it is, but it just.
Me neither.
And Carl of Magic Eyes Only is just he's so cool about that. He says I really didn't want to learn Law of War manual. He says but I forced myself and he is so good with it.
My retention has never been good. It has nothing to do with getting older. Do you have skills of retention?
Like unless I'm really interested in something, I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm very good at turning things off that are, like someone will say, you really need to learn this. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, sure.
I
I,
can't do it.
but if you want to learn something, I mean, you went to dental school for God's sakes. I mean, you had to probably memorize more things than most people have to memorize their whole life in
Yeah, it was really hard actually, but
in a few months.
I don't remember not one thing from it. Not one. And I'm still a good dentist, believe it or not. You don't. It's just
It has nothing to do with anything.
nothing
All
to
this
do with
education is such a waste. It's such a waste.
torture. My son, I wants to go to dental school, right? So I have to play the game, like, oh, you have to take all the pre-dental courses, and I'm thinking, please God, don't make him suffer the way I suffered. Let this be over soon before he has to get to like any of those testings and the application process, Guru. What they put these kids through takes their soul.
It's brutal.
So bad.
It's brutal. It does take their soul, and that's the point.
Yeah, that's the point.
Did anybody see that? I put on the Intel channel, I put this thing about like the training video for the dudes, like their first training video. I don't know if anybody saw it, but it's very interesting. I would definitely recommend that.
What was? Oh, I know what you're talking about. You
Yeah,
sent it to
I
me.
was
I'm
telling
gonna
you.
watch it in bed tonight. This is my routine. Who else has this routine? I fall asleep to videos that I missed that I couldn't watch today, and then I wake up at 3 a.m. and I watch more, and I go back to sleep, and then I wake up and I drag my butt out of bed at like 7. And it's just like I want to soak in all the information still. There's
Yeah.
so many good things to watch. That's why it's so nice that you have this audience, Guru, because there's like hours of stuff everybody else could be they could be watching other people, and like they always come back here, which is so nice because it's live. There's something really special about it being live, I think, also.
Yeah, I mean, it's really magical that this whole thing happened. I didn't plan this out. I mean, it just sort of happened. I mean, I went live like once a week or twice a week, and then people were
It
saying,
was your destiny, Guru.
and people were like, could you do this like every night? I see they were like because people are really uptight. It's like it's hard to like live in the world and not hear and not be reminded that this is our normal way of thinking. You know, we need
Yep,
we need each other. It's kind of like that what I think about the ETs, man. All the ETs with the big heads and the little bodies, all just like kind of like you know
it's us.
yeah, like little kids. They're like little kids, but they're mature little. They're
Yeah,
little kids, but they have their stuff.
yeah,
I really can relate to that kind of life.
yeah. Let's get back there because we came from there.
I think so. That's why when I was asked, we had a math teacher, a cool math teacher. I think it was in sixth grade. I think it was sixth grade. No, it was older. It was like in 10th grade. We had a cool math teacher who asked us all what we want to be when we grow up. And at the time, I really wanted to just live in the woods. I wanted to be like a wild savage and just live in the woods. And now I'm kind of like I'm kind of like doing that in a way. I mean, I'm off by myself and I'm like, it's a lot more comfortable. It's a lot more, I can do other things, but I knew even then that I wanted to be, I just wanted to be off from the world.
Yeah.
Uh, did you have that when you were?
No one ever asked me, so I don't know what my pure answer would be. I don't know. I can't even, if you asked me now what I would do, if I could do anything, I don't know. Isn't that sad, Guru? I don't know. I've not the foggiest freaking clue what I would do. I know I want to help people with the QFS.
You do?
I want to do it like for real when the flip happens. I want to hold people's hands and walk them through it. And then they all just figure it out. If you follow the breadcrumbs like you did, Guru, you find your way home.
Yeah.
One thing leads to the next. Thank you, Tarot. I will find a purpose. It's been so covered over by the need to make money and survive that I don't even know what my soul would want to do if that wasn't an issue. I built this big life that we have to sustain, the house, the cars, the practice, and it's like the overhead is CABAL.
It's staggering, and you think you're free, you think I'm going to be free someday. It's like it's just the worst slavery
No, I
ever.
created my own prison. The realization of that is like, I created this prison and it was my dream and it was the American dream. Have your own business and you can't get off the ride. Once you get on the ride, it's like, yeah, I see people, a lot of people. I could help you, Tanya, honey. I got you, girl.
With the QFS.
Yeah, I'll help you.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me to help them with the QFS, but I really refer them to you, or there's so many people out there. I
Well, I
just
could help people do a basic setup of a lobster wallet, but there's plenty of videos on that. If you really wanted to get into the investing with whiplash in that, there's QSI, and I could show you where to go for that. And she has a whole beginner's course if you're really serious about it and you really want to get in on it. It takes a little bit of effort, but I think the payoff will be, yeah, I got you, Tanya.
yeah, it's really exciting. It's a really exciting investment opportunity. It really is. I
I
mean,
think so too. It always resonated. Listen,
yeah.
anything could be anything these days, but it still resonates with me.
I
You
mean,
too, Guru.
if you
Yeah.
think about it, the stock market is much riskier. I mean, according to our sources, the stock market is much riskier than this.
Yeah, no, this is minimal investments. This is like one XRP is on 10 cents. It's like very minimal risk and potentially a great reward. And where is all that money going? Where is it getting funneled into? It has to go somewhere. Where's in the Cheyenne Mountains? All that, it's barcoded, these blocks of gold. It's like it makes sense to me that there's digital assets. It makes sense.
I don't think it was a transformer. It was too controlled, though. It couldn't be something blowing up. I don't know what it was. I mean, I don't know, man. And at the end, it seemed like a pink cloud, like sort of came towards the building.
Ooh, you could have gone up in a ship last night and they just wiped you clean.
I definitely felt like a different person after the experience.
Interesting.
I can really resonate with those little peeps, man. I mean, I just feel like I can really relate to them. Like I love them, now I understand why I'm a romance junkie, because it's like those guys are in a state of constant love because they're always connected.
Maybe you're their leader.
Take me to your leader. Um, I always maybe who knows? I mean, the punishment for treason is not at all where you can eat buffet coupon, right? You get to have the meal of your choice at the end, right? My family in Tennessee is watching. That's nice. Welcome, Wolf the Elite. We talk a lot in code. Most know what. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like we talk about Gilligan's Island. That's really Jeffrey. The Jeffrey thing, and we talk about the little ones instead of saying what I'm saying, the little ones, and we have a lot of code words. Yeah, it's true. The three-letter agency that starts with C and the country U. That's the funniest one, right? You can't even say the country without having you know. Um, yeah, thank you for explaining. And we set this up a long time ago that that you guys in the chat were going to explain to. I have to make lasagna tonight. Um, yeah, thanks for explaining it, Mr. Ron. Carrie Taylor, are you still out there? Yeah, Carrie, we miss you. All right, so let's see. So we're coming. We've. It was really such a pleasure to have you, Gila. I hope you come more often. Maybe this is your
Guru,
purpose.
are you?
Yeah.
Are we ending?
Well,
Is it
we don't have to end right now, but we've done an hour. I mean,
Guru? Are you singing?
oh yeah, I was going to sing tonight. You want me to?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't really practice as much. I got into my like I I got into finding out about the dating thing, and I realized like I really need a woman who keeps kosher. I mean,
What
that's
is Tom asking? Guru, I have to interrupt you. Tom is saying, Gila, is there any meaning to being born without? What does that mean, Tom? Born without what? I don't know. Okay, sorry I interrupted you.
no,
Tom,
it's okay. I mean, there's so many. I like it's going to be hard to find. It could be hard. It'll probably be easy, but it could be hard because there's so many things you have to know about 17. You have to be able to keep kosher. You have to hopefully not be have gotten that right.
or if you got it, really regret it.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
so
trying to see how many peeps we are, Guru. My internet is being
I
weird.
I have 575, which is pretty
All
good.
right, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we're really growing. I mean, the channel is slowly but surely growing again.
Yeah,
It's really
you rebounded real well, Guru, man.
yeah. Thank God. Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah, there are a bunch of tunes, man, that we don't. I haven't played in a long time.
Yeah, you have a whole album worth now.
Yeah, I really need to record. I need to make this place into like. I need to put some padding on the wall so we can have decent sound here.
Which room would you use? The middle room?
I think I would just use this room. I would just put a lot of padding on the wall.
But there's too many windows in that room.
Too many windows. I could probably just section it off. Yeah, there are a lot of windows. Maybe I could just put padding over the window. I don't know because I like to have the scene in the background.
Uh,
We haven't done the
the
EBS
blues.
blues for a while. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's see if I can find it.
I can send you lots of styrofoam.
Here we go. Kitchen shelves are fully stocked. I got bottled waters under my cot. Oh Lord,
Oh, Lord.
I got the EBS blues. Old Dr. Fauci, he got that ouchie. Jelaine and Jeffrey, they weren't no slouchies. Oh Lord,
Mm.
I got the EBS blues. We're waiting for those 10 days of darkness. We've been waiting for the first arrest. Oh Lord, somebody tell me why that general's wearing a dress. Day after day, night after night, not a single black swan in sight. Oh Lord,
Oh, Lord.
I got the EBS blues.
Woo! I like that note at the end, Guru. That was great. I like that.
That was fun.
That was
Okay,
fun.
so which one should I play next? What do you think? The new morning one. Let me see if I can do that one.
I gotta learn the words to that one.
Yeah, I changed the words a little bit. Waking up on the front porch, Sunday at dawn. night was dark and hot, it seemed to take so long. But I can see the first light breaking through the trees. I can feel the cool air of the breeze of freedom. And it's a new morning. It's a new morning. We never saw it coming. They were hiding in plain sight. Gangsters in suits and ties, looking so bright. They tried to bury us in shame and fear, but our roots grew deep and we reached for freedom. Freedom, and it's a new morning. It's a new morning. It's a new morning. And it's a new morning. New morning.
It's beautiful, girl.
You know, when you think about it, they tried to bury us in shame and fear, but our roots grew deep and our branches reached for freedom.
For freedom.
The,
Freedom.
the song kind of wrote itself. I mean, it took me a while to get all these words together, but the breeze of freedom, yeah, and it's a new morning. And the new morning part of it. I mean, if some days, like I'm a songwriter, I'm not really. I don't consider myself like a performer in that way. I don't consider like it's not. My singing is okay, but it's a real performer could do this song. But the idea, the transition from this like freedom, and then just like in a really gentle, like just gently the new morning, like we just we discover who we are after break through the freedom, and then it's like, okay, now we got to rebuild the world, and that's
What do we do with this freedom now? The new morning. It's beautiful. So beautiful.
and the story came from, I mean, the whole setting of this came from a night in Nashville when I was just so lonely. I
Oh,
just couldn't stand it anymore. So I drove to Chattanooga to see Sparky, and this really wonderful woman, Sheila, like she had a boyfriend there. She was with her boyfriend, and she came out and she held me all night long on the front
oh,
porch because
oh.
I was like, my body was cold from being lonely too long, and she held me all night long, and it was like a new morning on the front porch in Chattanooga.
I
Anyway,
wish you could thank her. I wish you knew where she was.
yeah, yeah. We tried to hang out after that. It didn't really work out. It was just
It
that
was a
night.
one night thing. Yeah, it was the right warm body at the right time.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was so giving of her to do that for me.
No, it reminds me. I saw this movie a while, like a documentary. Who was that guy with Kathy Isaac? He was also, and there was a woman who went like towards the end of his life. If it really ended, I'm not sure, but she held him. All she did was because he was losing it because they were after him. Towards the end, he was hunted, and she in this documentary, he would do those live videos, and he would say, "I just need one person to come hold me," and she went and held him. Spoke about it, how tortured he was at the end, tormented, poor baby.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. A lot of people have to deal with a real sense deprivation in that area, and I mean, I think women have to handle it probably worse than men. I don't know. I mean, it goes both ways, but a lot of people don't have anyone to hold at night, and it takes it takes.
It's hard.
It's
It's
not
really
easy.
hard.
It's
Yeah,
not
because
easy.
it's a real. It's like eating and drink. You need physical touch to sustain. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's something that really people don't talk about, and it should be talked about.
yeah. Just go around hugging people, Guru. Go everywhere you go. Just try to hug people.
My father was like that. He was so affectionate. It was just beautiful. When I became frum, when I got religious, it was very embarrassing to me. I'm like, Dad, you just hugged a woman. You know, I was such a prude when I first became religious, and now I understand.
Yeah,
But shall I try the Great Awakening? It's been a
definitely.
it's been a long time. I don't even know if I remember it. Snakes in the garden messed with our mother Eve. We crossed the splitting sea, but we were never free. This is the great awakening. Welcome to the great awakening. Twin towers, stacks of gold, all the lives that they stole. Little ones disappeared, we ran to work in fear. This is the great awakening. Welcome to the great awakening. All along the countryside, people sat and cried. How much longer can it be? Great awakening. Great awakening. I went down to the ocean, had a look all around. I never thought I'd find that kind of peace of mind. This is the great awakening. Welcome to the great awakening. Welcome to the great awakening.
Woo! So good.
Yeah.
So good. That song gets better and better.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't played that one in a while. I think we're out of the only thing we have left is the Winds of Jericho. I think we should keep that for another night and keep to the Great Awakening. Just keep remembering that this is all part of it. And I know for us that have been been like on this trail for a long time, it's really yeah, we should hook up. I should hook up with Derek. I like Derek. I met him. I shook his hand, and he's
Who took you there? Who took you there?
who else?
No, but you ran up to meet him. I didn't know who he was at all. He was just this tall dude.
Well, he was
Cowboy hat.
talking. He was talking about Noction.
And no,
He was talking about
that's
Noction. I was wearing a Noction T-shirt even.
and he's like, "Who's Noxon?" But he didn't even know he was talking about Noxon. Yeah, you guys were meant to meet. I think it'll somehow, hopefully, develop into something bigger.
Yeah, he plays. Yeah, he's a music. But he's probably a real musician. I mean,
Drew, you're a real musician, okay?
well, I'm a real. I think I'm a real songwriter. I'm not sure I'm a real. I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I am a real musician. You're right.
You could sing, Derek? Is he a singer?
I think so. Yeah, but he's like he can really sing like a person like a normal person sings.
Yeah, we met a lot of people that day. Remember, we met Michael. He loved you. Everybody kept running over to Guru to meet Guru. I'm like, hey, I'm here too.
That was a nice day.
Yeah, it was a great day. Remember our parking spot? We got such a good spot.
Yeah. All right. So, anything else pressing? Beans and Bibles, yeah. Tanya, honey.
We'll do Dixie next time, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I get strikes against it. Doesn't seem like I got a strike last time, did I? I can't remember. You want to try it?
Are you too tired?
No, I'm pretty
Let's
awake.
sing it out with that last one.
What's that?
We'll sing it out. We'll sing them out with this last one.
We'll do it. You want to do it?
Yeah, if you can. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Can do it. I can do it. I think it's a beautiful song, and I think it's very topical. As to my memory, I haven't gotten a copyright strike.
I don't think so. Nobody really knows this song. It's not that well known.
But
I didn't know it till I met you.
Yeah, it's a classic hippy dippy song from the old days. I mean, the band was.
I only know the Wait from the band. That's their classic song.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can get this a little more. This little box that I have around my microphone is really nice. But yeah, I need to have the whole studio fixed up. Virgil Kane is the man. Oh, so let me try it again. Virgil Kane is the name, and I served on the Danville train. Till Stoneman's cavalry came and tore up the tracks again. In the winter of '65, we were hungry, just barely alive. By May the 10th, Richmond had fell. It's a time I remember oh so well. The night they drove old Dixie down. Bells were ringing the night they drove old Dixie down. The people were singing, they went na 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 na. Back with my wife in Tennessee, and one day she calls to me. Virgil, quick, come see. There goes Robert E. Lee. Let's see if I can do this quick. Now, I don't mind chopping wood, and I don't care if the money's no good. You can take what you need and leave the rest, but they never should have taken the very best. The night they drove old Dixie down, the bells were ringing the night they drove old Dixie down. The people were singing, they went na 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 na. Like my father before me, I will work the land. Like my brother above me, who took a rebel stand. He was just 18, proud and brave, but a Yankee laid him in his grave. I swear by the mud below my feet, you can't raise a king back up when you're in defeat. The night they drove old Dixie down, bells were ringing the night they drove old Dixie down. The people were singing, they went na 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 na. The night they drove old Dixie down, and the bells were ringing the night they drove old Dixie down. People were singing, they went na 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 na. And the truth was, and the truth is, and the truth will be known that these wars did not have to take place. These wars did not take place for the reason that people think the wars took place.
I love it.
They took, they, they took place because I'm talking about the wars, Gila. These wars, the Civil War, the World War One, World War Two, all these wars did not have to happen, and that's why in the verse of of the Great Awakening song, it says, um, "Twin towers, stacks of gold, all the lives they stole." All these wars, man, hundreds of thousands of young men, on the verge of, you know, brilliant, beautiful, warm, richly lives of children, and and the dudes, these Lizzie people, these uncaring, cold-hearted, bankster, robber people. They're not people. The lizards that run the Illuminati thing that's been really robbing us of our lives and our futures and our happiness for many many thousands of years, that these people are about to go forever, and it's going to be it's already, I mean, the weight is already lifting. You can feel that, liberation is upon us and freedom
100%, Guru.
is imminent. But the tragedy of all the lives lost is, you know ha-
But you know what's hard, Guru? What's going to be even harder? Understanding that they made it like noble to die for your country. That's how they got these boys to do it. They made it noble.
yeah.
And that's so painful. That's because at least these parents took comfort in, they died for the country and for freedom, and it was all one big lie. It's sickening.
And I think when they find out what some of these I don't really have a name. Some of the dudes did to the Navy SEALs, to Team Six, and this kind of thing.
Oh God, it's so bad.
I don't even want to go there because I don't want to get a strike, but
Yeah, no, I can't go there because it's too painful.
it's too painful.
Too painful, Guru.
Use this recording to edit and repost. Yeah, I really need to get into some kind of a studio. It's just the sound in this room is not. It's not really conducive to. I don't think, to really quality recordings, but.
You sound good, Guru. You sound real good.
Thanks. All right, so yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight, and yeah, we're down. We lose a lot of people when we sing, but that's okay.
Screw them.
I don't
We
take
don't
it.
need them anyway.
All right, so we will see everyone tomorrow night, tomorrow morning, and I guess you'll have to work tomorrow. Maybe someday we can look forward to having you more of a full time, because
Guru.
you add so much to the.
Thank you. It's so fun to be here. It's it makes me my whole energy rise. I love being in this energy field with all the people listening and with you. It's like 5D and up every time.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me, Guru. Thanks for having me, family.
Pleasure. Okay, let me take one quick second to do one little thing here.
Okay.
Let me just do this.
Na 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 na.
Okay, now we're monetized. Okay, so back here. Okay, so we will see everyone, God willing, in the morning. And Gila, thank you a million times for it was just
Guru!
it's
Thank
such a
you.
great vibe when you're here. The vibe is just it's amazing.
Thanks, Guru. I love it.
So hopefully, maybe that's what you want to be when you grow up.
Your sidekick. I just realized.
I would like it. It would be good for me. I was bragging to my mother tonight about what a good friend you are.
Send her my love.
Will do. All right, guys. So we will see you in the morning, and just have a great night. And Gila, try to get some sleep.
I'll try. I have to
Don't.
watch the video you sent me, the 18-minute video.
Oh yeah. So you can save it for another time. But
Good night,
I
guys.
will have to. I will check out the lights tonight and see what's going to happen tonight. Maybe this is a repeat performance, or maybe it was just a one shot deal. I don't know.
Yeah. Send me pictures.
Such a rough day. I reach out. Oh, that's so sweet, Julie. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. People helping people. That's what it's all about.
It's saving lives.
Saving lives, literally. Okay, guys. So we'll see you tomorrow, and God bless. Have a great night.